in particular is taking very serious measures in recalibrating our education system, because the quality of the education system and its outcomes really is the foundation of the development agenda of the country going into the future. But I want to agree with my fellow panelists that as a country, for the last few years, we have disrupted and messed up our education system unnecessarily. When we migrated from 742 education structure to 844 structure, that was an education structure. But the education system remained the same because it was still an outcome-based curriculum model. That is an education system that emphasizes knowledge acquisition at the basic level, which conforms with international standards. But when we came up with this fancy idea of CBC, God knows where it came from. And teachers raised a lot of professional concerns because the way it was being done, it wasn't professional, it was suspect, and it was foreign influence, and is not going to change much in the country. Now, if I can recap very quickly what from Kibaki administration up to where we are. Kibaki worked on accessibility of education by all. In fact, when we talk of Gen Z, these are beneficiaries of Kibaki policies, and free education for primary and affordable secondary, and accessible university and universities in every county. But during Uhuru administration, we backpedaled by trying to do so much and allowing business flagship and confusion in the education sector, which now needs to be weeded out. And very quickly to what is obtaining at the moment, the most urgent thing was to reconfigure and review the curriculum extensively, which the Presidential Working Party recommended. And one was to rework on the structure again afresh so that it could facilitate access and availability of education to the household. And that is why the comprehensive school model was mooted, so that then PP1 up to grade 9 can still be domiciled in the current primary school, while at the same time working on quality of infrastructure, teacher supply, and funding. And that explains why JS 7, 8, and 9 are receiving capitation of 15,000 per child annually. And if all that money is wired on time, it will do a good job. And let me summarize my opinion.
Because that's also a challenge.
Yes, I'm going to talk about that. The CS Education has communicated and has issued a circular and stated the government policy that capitation, and we should be very proud as a country, and I'm proud as a teacher because we fought in that space for more funding by government, because education that is publicly funded of good quality, that is equitable, is good for the country. We have achieved a lot as a country. And the minister has stated very clearly, 50% of capitation will be released in first term, 30% second term, 20% third term. Now, the challenge is timely disbursements. And so it's the business of treasury. And I've seen John Badi has insisted that by end of the month, all the money for first term shall have been dispersed. And I also dare say it's not going to affect much of procurement and all those other things. Schools can still procure within the law and within the processes. But it is not a good practice to delay. There is need, before schools open in January, money should have been wired to all schools. And the figures are out here very clearly. 4 billion for free primary, 15 billion for JS, and 29 billion for senior secondary. So domiciling JS within the primary sector assist parents to evade the attendant cost of paying fees in case they were admitted to the current existing secondary schools. And therefore there is need to strengthen the quality of teaching at the comprehensive schools by upgrading the infrastructure, deploying adequate teachers, and I dare say Kenya has not trained adequate teachers to cover the new learning areas in our curriculum, and that is a tragedy. But it's something that cannot be fixed overnight, and we need to offer what we can deliver as a country. And then thirdly is the disbursement of money on time. And right now, the country should be grappling about the big transition from grade 9 to senior secondary, because then the beauty of CBC, aspect of CBC, which me personally I'm happy about, is the pathways.
Okay.
And strengthening, allocating more students to take science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. That requires a lot of preparation.
Sossion,
there have been a lot of arguments across the country that there are empty classrooms. Those classrooms are not empty.
Hold that thought, because it's time for us to take a break.
For all that.
We'll come back to continue this matter of education
after the break. Not talking about politics. That's what I wanted.
We'll come back to continue with
politics. We are talking about...
You're watching Morning Cafe. We started off discussing matters of education and the challenges that portend for this country. CBC transition, delayed KCSE results, all the challenges in marking KCSE, university funding model that has been declared unconstitutional, as well as delayed capitation to schools. We'll continue that discussion after the break. You're watching.